So next up, race 9 of the meeting. And we've got juniors back out on track. Raphael Renhofer, who won the first heat after a little bit of a fight back, starts from pole position. It's got Mathis Turlo, who retired on the very first lap earlier on in heat 1, alongside Mikkel Pedersen and Raphael Balzer, row 2. Janis Diak and Farin Mega, row 3. Bruno Molders and Nevio Fischer, row 4. Lewis Reich and Lewis Dedling, row 5, completing the top 10. Nikita Gens and Lewis Jacobs, row 6. Leandro Fischer and Motigo Masson, row 7. Row 8, it's Maximilian Schreier and Jonny Mertz. Row 9, Solly Glan and Jonas Ungnade. Row 10, completing the top 20, it's David Schnell and Moritz Wolber. Tom Müller, Adrian Rohr, Hugo Güttel and Gregor Feigenspan complete the 24 strong. So, a few penalties handed out in the previous race. The 220, the 271, the 211 and the 215. So Moritz Wolber, Gregor Feigenspan, Bruno Molders and also the 220 of Tom Müller all got 5-second front fairing penalty post-race. So after this, we'll have 3 more races to go, and then we have a bit of a respite, a little bit of a Feierabend, as they would say over here in Germany. So a little bit of rest, relaxation, recuperation, getting ready for tomorrow's action, where we will have a total of another 12 races, 24 over the course of the weekend here in Kerpen. Every single class will have a warm-up tomorrow morning, starting at 9 o'clock with Micro Max, 7-minute warm-ups. Then we go into the 2 main races, the one that really count towards the championship, along with the ranking in the heats. So, will we have a repeat of Heat 1 earlier on today? I'm kind of crossing my fingers, crossing my arms and my toes and hoping that that doesn't happen, what we had earlier on. However, they head into the tram lines. The revs, they start to rise. Are we ready? Looks like, I'm not too sure if that was a very good start there at all, but someone, Raphael Balzer, tried to thread the eye of the needle going through into the formation and might have broken it slightly early, so might be under the wrath of race control. But the timer has counted down. The drivers are making their way through turn 3. Some points are 2 by 2, hurrah. But at the moment, it is Renhofer leading from Pedersen. Third, it's Stiak. And then Molders up into what is now P4. Turlo's 5th. And has got Farin Mega closing in and has gone side by side. Oh, that's brave from Farin Mega right there. Coming out of the S's. So there's the top 4. Renhofer will lead after lap 1. Raphael Balzer has got past Farin Mega for 6th place. So the 217 from Bühler Kart Racing Team showing the current reigning current. Oh, Bruno Molders, what are you playing at? Oh, just went way too late on the brakes going into turn 2. Had a real good run up the inside of Janis Diak, but it just all went wrong for the Dutchman. Just literally went alongside, hit the brakes, back end stepped out to the right. Janis Diak got away with things, and all of a sudden Nevio Fischer will probably be thinking, well, I've counted my lucky stars right here, but Mikkel Pedersen in the meantime has got past Raphael Renhofer to take the lead on lap number 2. Effectively, that now changes a few bits and pieces at the sharper end of the field. But Renhofer will be closing in, I guarantee you that much, on Mikkel Pedersen to try and recapture that lead. So through the S's, over the clumps, over the curves, they clump, so to speak. They move their way up. Gregor Feigenspan now hits the top 20. Olli Glan now drops behind Jonny Mertz in 16th position. Leandro Fischer now completes the top 10, but things are getting they are getting even more hot and heated under the collar, because now Farin Mega is behind Nevio Fischer. 276 gets up the inside of the 236 to now retake second position. well, third position going through the exit of turn 2 and into the apex of turn 3. Janis Diak, Rafael Balsa, Matis Turlo, Nikita Genza, Lewis Heichel and Maximilian Schreier complete the top 10, but the battle for the lead still wages on, unrelenting. Both of them have pulled the pins on the grenades and they've left the rest standing in their wake. Gap between Mikkel Pedersen and Rafael Henhofer at the end of 3 laps was just under 0.2 of a second. It's going to be less than that as they come across the line. 0.108. Renhofer looking for the lead. Up towards the inside through turn 1 goes Rafael Renhofer up the inside of Mikkel Pedersen, who does the sensible thing and allows the 232 to get through to now take the lead. Now we're now at the halfway point of the race. And Renhofer, if he gets an opportunity, could start striding away into the distance. But at the moment that is not quite happening yet. Pedersen will keep Renhofer very, very honest indeed. Through into the chicane. Now into the left-hander that brings them back onto the start-finish line. Renhofer leads after 5 laps. Gap now 0.188 of a second. And Pedersen needed to be right in the wheel tracks of Renhofer to go up the inside and retake the lead back on lap 6. But Renhofer knew to pull away. Lewis Jacobs ahead of Leandro Fischer, who's dropped down to 13th position. David Schnell and Jonas Ungnader up into 19th and 20th respectively. Bruno Marder's back up into top 10, having had that massive sideways moment earlier on when he was going up the inside of Janis Diak for P3. 2 minutes and 24 seconds still to go, plus 1 lap, and the battle for the front at the front of the field is getting rather tasty. Fine Mega, however, has put in for the last 2 laps in succession the fastest lap of anybody, a 46.009. That is over half a second quicker than Mikkel Pedersen. A little further back, Nikita Genza is also closing in on Nevio Fischer and Rafael Balsa for what is going to be the battle for 4th position on the road. 1 minute and 45 seconds still remain in this race. And this will decide the intermediate classification following on from today's heats as we go into finals day tomorrow. And that's when things could be very decisive. Just under 90 seconds remain. Fine Mega with the fastest lap of anybody still, 46.099. He's starting to close on Pedersen and Renhofer. Fine Mega, where has this pace come from? He's just done a 46.1. The top 2 are 3.5 tenths of a second slower. They've been battling away, and I think they've taken a little bit of life out of those tyres. Whereas Fine Mega, now that he's got clean air, will use that to his advantage. We're into the last 60 seconds. There's Nevio Fischer, Rafael Balsa and Nikita Genza. So next time around we will get the final lap board because they crossed the line with 45 seconds to spare. Fine Mega's in the 45.9s. Hold the phone, ladies and gentlemen. Wait and see what happens next. Because I think the way that Fine Mega has been clawing in that gap, okay, he was, let me put it this way, he was well over 2 tenths quicker than Mikkel Pedersen. He was well over 3 tenths quicker than Rafael Renhofer. And now the 2 in front have got to start watching their 6 because Fine Mega is closing. Timer is about to run out. And then we go on to the final lap. Look how close the top 3 are now. It's going to be an all-out war. So final lap board is out. Just over 4 tenths separate the top 3. Fine Mega looking a little bit closer to Mikkel Pedersen at this particular juncture. Renhofer holding on to the lead at the moment as they go through into the S's for what will be the 10th and final time of this race. And now Mikkel Pedersen realises how close Farin Mega is, and Mega's looking to try and get past not just one. There goes Pedersen for the lead. He pushes Renhofer wide. That allows Farin Mega to get through, and Farin Mega's going to get the lead. Farin Mega on the final lap of the race waited and saw that Pedersen would go for it. He had a hunch. He had an inkling. Renhofer won the first heat, but now out of the final corner, Farin Mega wins Heat 2 in Junior Road Tax by 2/10 after dramas for Renhofer when Pedersen went up the inside to take the lead, and all of a sudden Farin Mega was there to capitalise. Well played, young sir. Nikita Genza takes 4th place ahead of Nevio Fischer. Bruno Molders in 6th, Matthias Turlo, Lewis Heichel, Janis Diak and Rafael Balzer ran at the top 10. Maximilian Schreier in 11th ahead of Lewis Jacobs, Louis Detling, Leandro Fischer, Jonny Mertz, Gregor Fagenspan, Jonas Ungrader, David Schnell, Adrian Rohr and Olli Glan running at the top 20, with Tom Müller, Moritz Volber and Hugo Gürtel completing the 23 that finished the race, with unfortunately retirement from the 282 of Montego Marsan on lap number 6.
Pushing